Just thought I'd do a quick video on how to use LinkedIn to promote yourself and to help other people at the same time. So I'm going into my LinkedIn account and I'm going to do a search here, but just do it for answers. And I'm just going to type the word WordPress because I presume somebody's asking a question somewhere about WordPress. I mean, there's loads of questions here with various numbers of answers, and if I answer on one of the ones that's got an awful lot of answers already, then my answer is going to be quite near the bottom. I'm going to actually check again, but this time use the advanced search, and I'm going to still look for WordPress, but only look in questions. I'm not going to click show only unanswered questions because that will cut it down too much, but I'll try again now. And there's one here, the very first one actually, that's got only 3 answers, and it's to do with aligning images. Now that happens to be something that we've written a plugin for. I'll just pause the video while I write the rest of this. Okay, I've written my answer to her, and I've used her first name so it's more personal, and I've linked to the home page of the site plus the specific page on the Capture and Pick site that talks about image alignment, which was her original question. Now notice that, okay, I'm the 4th answer, which isn't as good as being the first, but there you are. And when you do an answer, everyone has a little sort of business card that goes next to their answer. Yeah, so it's a way to promote yourself as well as links to your blog posts or your site. You can also use LinkedIn groups to answer questions and get into discussions with people in your niche. While you're doing that, it may be appropriate also to link out to something you've written on your site. So to join a group, you just go to groups and look in the groups directory. Sometimes you have to wait a little while before you're accepted into a group, but it doesn't usually take that long. I've already joined some groups and I'm mostly in WordPress groups, and if we just go in and look, say, at this one, which is a WordPress group, you'll see that people start discussions all the time, and here's a guy asking for some help with WordPress layouts, and someone else here is writing a question asking what's the difference between a framework and a theme. And if you click on it, that's quite a good question for me to answer if I had the time to do it now. You see a lot of people actually write the whole answer here. I'd use the technique where you write a very short but very informative answer here on the LinkedIn discussion and make it clear that there's a better answer on your site. So you'd say something like, well, I think this, and this, and I think you may have got this, and this wrong, but this, and this right, whatever. However, if you want to understand it in full, you might try reading this, and then you'll link to your post. In other words, don't just, not answer the question here. Answer it, but give the impression that they'll be so much better off if they come to your site or they visit the link anyway that you're about to provide, where even more detail and more in-depth knowledge will be available. Don't try to shortcut the answer here. It's important that you don't look like you're spamming and that you don't look like you're being promotional, and all of this has to remain entirely educational. The goal is that you bring people to your site and that when they get there, they're actually impressed. If ever you're short of a blog post title to write, you can of course just look through what there is on LinkedIn blog discussions in groups and in answers and just find new topics to write about that way. And then of course once you've written it, go back and contribute to the discussion. Basically there's no need to ever be short of ideas for blog posts to write. Finally, there's one other thing that applies to some groups. If I go to WordPress again, you'll see that this one has a promotions tab on it. If the leader of the group decides that they want to have promotions on their group, they can add this tab, and it's a place where you can just blatantly promote your product or your service. The only problem with it that I can see, if you just look down this list, is that very few people actually get involved in either liking it or commenting on it. I mean, I can see that one there's got 4 comments, so they're generally not as well frequented as the discussions. I wouldn't worry about that too much though, because it's fast and easy to do, and it provides another place on LinkedIn for you to promote your products and services freely. I'm on my LinkedIn profile now, and if I scroll down a bit, you can see that this is where I've got all my feeds that are coming through because of Hootsuite. Every time I write a post, I'm asking Hootsuite to send it out to various places, one of which is LinkedIn. Now I'm doing that on a per post basis, so if I want a post to go to LinkedIn, it will, and if I don't, it won't. I'm not sure how useful it would be for me to further add my post through a feed, but LinkedIn do provide this ability. So if you edit your profile and scroll all the way down to the bottom, it's got an applications section where you can add an application. And there are a few to choose from, and you may find some others that are relevant to you. But if you want WordPress, you'd click on it here. And I've already installed it actually, but you would install it and supply your blog feed address, which is typically just the domain of your blog, www whatever it is, prefixed by http, and ending /feed. And then that would result in your blog that looks like this appearing on your profile. So if I now view my profile, not only have I got my blog posts coming through because of Hootsuite, but I've also got my blog posts here at the bottom. How useful is it to have them twice? I don't know. Maybe having them twice is better than only having them once. I'll have to leave that for you to decide. I'm going to leave mine on there. It probably doesn't hurt.